Hi there, it's Kevin with GatheringMagic.com here with match number 4 with the Jund Delvelution. Let's go ahead and keep this. It's decent. It's got the Angler, it's got Collective Brutality, got Insolent Neonate. Not very impressed with this card. I understand it just cycles itself away. I think that there might just be a better card to run in the format. I think that next set, when we get the draw 2, discard, or discard 2, draw 3 card, it would be a little bit better than the Neonates. Let's just go ahead. Our opponent is on the play. We will just lead off, I believe, with the Insolent Neonate, depending on what our opponent does. So the hand will have all the sources we need for the Eldritch Evolution. And again, the Angler can go get anything. Iona's not on the main board, though, so. Flooded Strand. All right, so. We'll go Neonate. Neonate. And then pass the turn. And it's a dreaded blue-red deck. See if he thought scours himself. He does. He didn't want to be nice and thought scour me. That was rude. Hopefully he puts out like a Delver. I'd love to see a Delver here. It looks more of the Jeskai, Colors, Remand, Lightning Helix. That does make me think Jeskai Delver, though. Rather than Nahiri Jeskai. Like more of a young pirate. Because when you start to... I mean, Lightning Helix is yeah, Probe. Things like Probe and Thought Scour are more Delver-esque than they are Nahiri. Could be, of course, just a bit of both. You see Nahiri just being splashed into so many decks because all it really... Nahiri is good by itself, and all it requires is putting one Emrakul in your deck, and you're fine. That's all you need. And so it's a very easy splashable card. So let's see. I doubt that he'd run out something like Young Pyromancer here, just because he knows I have double removal spell for it. Oh, it's Storm! Or just, no. This is just the Pyromancer's Ascension control version. That makes a lot more sense. So, Wooded Foothills, fine for... Let's go get the Overgrown Tomb. Nah, let's go get the Overgrown Tomb, yes. No, I want red sources for sure. So Stomping Ground. And then we Faithless Looting. Or do I Collective Brutality? Collective Brutality gets rid of a key card out of his hand that he might want to be casting, which just might be better. At this point, I think we can get rid of a land. Yeah, I want to do the 2 life because this is getting close to... The whole thing is, can I get Angler out this turn? I do have to worry about Path to Exiles. I want to see his hand first because it seems like he's okay with just running this out right now. And if he does have like a path, then I'm in trouble. So I would like to just get rid of this land. And look at his hand. I could get rid... No, I don't think I get rid of Faithless Looting here. 1, 2, 3... Possibly Faithless is just better. It gives us more action for lands. But I can draw into another land. I think this is the right line of play. Bolt, Helix, Vision from Beyond. Helix is going to give him life. We're just going to get rid of it because we do want that. He's getting very low in the life count. Down to an 11. The Double Bolt can get rid of Anglers. But that was just a card off his... Really? Now this I don't even care about. That's fine. Because now he can't kill the Angler. I'm okay with just allowing the Neonate to die without actually getting rid of anything. Possibly just Faithless Looting would be the right play to get rid of. He's just going to cycle Visions. And Tasigur is actually more powerful. So I can just go, I can save some life. I don't think I care. I think I just go get another Overgrown Tomb. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I can actually just do that. Do I care about leaving something up? I think I will just leave up. And we will Faithless Looting here. Perfect. I'm going to get rid of both the Mandrills and the Angler. Because I think that this Tasigur will get the job done. Unless he's got a path. Then I'm going to kick myself. Three cards in hand. We know he's got a Lightning Bolt. And yeah, I don't think I know the other one. So Metamorphose. He's just trying to get enough cards in his graveyard. But without the power, seems to me that this is quite early to use the Metamorphose. He'll bolt the Tasigur. Puts a counter on the Ascension. So that means he's got to have another bolt in hand. Wow, trips on the bolts. He drew another bolt. And I can't quite remember what the other card in his hand is. I don't think we know what it is. So Collective Brutality is actually quite risky. So I'm wishing I wouldn't have got rid of the Hooting Mandrills or the... Griselbrand is terrible. And we will just get rid of Griselbrand here. So we're going to take a look at his hand. Hopefully it's just not a land in his hand. Hopefully it's irrelevant. Okay, it is just a land. I don't know if I knew that. I should start writing this stuff down. But it's just not... I guess it was with the Faithless Looting. So we got the Bolt still in the hand. Our opponent only has one card in hand, but of course it's the permanent or the Visions from Beyond, which draws him 2 cards. So that was a really good top deck. He does not have the 20 or more cards though, so he's just drawing the 1. But he's up to 1 land and 2 unknowns. And it's just another Pyromancer's Ascension, which just does get out of hand, and a Serum Visions, which does copy it. So see if he goes Howled Fountain and shocks. Okay, so now we absolutely do go Lightning Bolt here. We're just going to try to find the other bolt. But he's really getting close to going off. I don't think Elesh Norn is necessary. Iona will be really good to bring in. And so will the Terastodon will actually be good in this particular matchup. Tasigur was a strong draw. Not Lightning Bolt. And let's see if he can do it. He's got one turn, tons of mana, tons of card draw. That is probably the most powerful draw, or powerful card in his hand, because it will add the mana, the 4 mana, and draw 2 cards. Thing is, it depends on what kind of Storm deck this is. I'm thinking it just runs a lot of burn-type spells. He's blown 5 of them, trying to control my board. He still has 2 Lightning Helixes left in the deck, 1 Lightning Bolt. And there's the 3rd Manamorphose. I guess with double Pyromancer's Ascension, this is all the type of mana you need. This will add 6 to his mana pool, have 8 total, 9, 10, 11 to work with, and plenty of cards. Still haven't seen a Path to Exile. Kind of an awkward deck for Skoos, too. He gets another Metamorphose. Well, who needs the Pyretic Rituals? So that's the last Manamorphose. So if he doesn't win this turn, I don't think he can win after this. But he's got plenty of cards, back to 9 cards in hand, and tons of mana. So he can cast his entire hand. If he's got like something Visions of Beyond, he can definitely just go off here too. There's Serum Visions, which will draw him 3 more cards and scry through a ton of his deck. So I'm pretty sure he's going to find the path. Kind of an awkwardish deck, though. Usually if it's regular Storm, you just scoop at this point because there's no way they miss. But it just seems like this is more of just a Pyromancer's Ascension that tries to get value off of control the board early, and then just have like 1 Lightning Helix left would actually do 3, 6, 9, 12, 15 damage off. So, but he only has two of those left and 1 Lightning Bolt. So that is enough. That's lethal. So that's 9. That's 18. Yeah, so if he's got the other Lightning Bolt or Lightning Helix, it's just over. He's got 1 of each, and that is 9. Okay. So he gets there. We'll go on to the sideboard. And I probably will bring in Scavenging Ooze just because it's a way to deal with these, keeping his visions. The absolute good card here. Inquisitions, Thoughtseizes, all of this stuff is really good versus the deck. Iona comes in, Elesh Norn comes out. Griselbrand is fine. It can get us above where we need. The problem is that we're bringing in so much. Gora's Vengeance, once again, is just not a good card in the mix. I think that it should be cut from the deck. I'm glad I didn't run 3. I'm going to take out a Noxious Revival, and the Insolent Neonates just have not been working out for me. I just don't like them. I think this will give us some more room to work with. I think I have to go like Tormenting Voice. I don't think I can... Well, that'd be the card to cut, would be the Voice. So now I'm just going to try to play more of the controller out here. Terastodon's good too because I can take him off colors. Specific colors. And the tokens can't attack into like the Angler very well. Terastodon's kind of a risky card. I thought about some other cards. There's I'm sure you need a 7-drop is what you need to look for. And I looked and looked and looked, and there were some pretty sweet cards As far as just like Shroud Lifelink, there's like the Shroud Lifelink guy, but there just wasn't anything that was super impressive over Elesh, Norn, or Iona. Anyway, yes, I'd like to play first. Can't keep this hand, and this one's fine. This Ooze is really good. Doesn't matter where I put this because we're just going to first turn Faithless Looting, I'm sure. I'm going to go to Stomping Grounds. And we'll Faithless Looting. Eldritch Evolution can go away. And so can a Collective Brutality. I hate doing this because... yeah, actually both Collective Brutalities can go away. I think is the right choice. That's what sucks about Faithless Looting is when you don't get an obvious card to get rid of. You get us closer to those Taskers and whatnot. He doesn't get a white source, which... thing is, though, he's got so many bolts. It's hard for me just to play an Ooze quite yet. I think I just pass the turn. And now I'm actually regretting. I hope that the best draw right here would be like an Angler or a Mandrills or something like that. Because I want to get the most advantage off of the Scavenging Ooze. Yeah, I'm glad I got rid of the Collective Brutality. I think we're just going to use it to get rid of a card. And that's it. And the best card to get rid of here, gosh, he's got the Permanence Ascension. He's got the Remand is kind of awkward for me to deal with. I think I just get rid of the Remand. But he doesn't have any removal at all. So it's going to give me the opportunity when he casts the Pyromancer's Ascension this turn to then exile the Serum Visions. Abrupt Decays would be strong draws. See if he probes right now. He does not. Tasigur is something I want to play. I think I'd just rather make him control the board with Ooze. Yeah, I think that's actually the better line of play. We can just go get a basic. No, we want to get another Stomping Grounds. Or Blood Crypt. No, we want a green source. Overgrown Tomb. No, it actually is going to be a basic forest. I'd like another red source, but I think just the forest gets the job done. And then here we can Scavenging Ooze. And then get rid of the Serum Visions. Now, if I draw a land next turn, I can go Tasigur Eldritch Evolution, which I'm okay with. I just want to like not have him get a counter on the Permanent Ascension. His turn, what he wanted to do was absolutely cast the Serum Visions. This like makes him like Path or Lightning Bolt the Scavenging Ooze, if he has it. And there's the Bolt. So I need to draw into a land next turn. There's the Serum Visions, would have put a counter on the Ascension. So I did not know the Bolt existed. He top deck into it, which is another top deck today. Seems like my opponents are getting very lucky today of getting the cards on top, but we hit the top deck we need to hit. And this should just be game. So I can name blue or red. White for path? I didn't see a path, though. At this point, green, 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 we need black. I'd hate to put myself into a position that I could go red here to take more damage. Yeah, I could definitely go red here. I'm fine with just casting red. I actually can't go Iona. So this is actually a difficult decision if I just go I can't go Terastodon either. Well, yes I can. Terastodon kills everything and leaves me back with the 9/9. But leaves him back with tons of ammunition as well. I think I just go Terastodon here. I don't go Griselbrand. I don't think I go Griselbrand. And I can't get Iona. This is a difficult decision. The Terastodon gives me a lot of play. As far as Griselbrand gives me this. The thing is, he can top deck his way out of Griselbrand. Sort of. Terastodon puts him way far behind, but does give him some answers. I can leave him with just one land. I'm just going to kill those two and just leave the Pyromancer's Ascension. Might actually even kill my own land to give a 3/3 to myself, which I think I'll do. We'll leave him with the Pyromancer's Ascension. Alright. He's hurting on lands. Might be the wrong play. We can still Faithless Looting. Nice. He has to get Taxian Probe here to try to hit a land. Well, we found both our targets. That was horrible. He'll go down to 1, which means he has to block with both next turn. Can't use Gitaxian Probes. And we just win with a bolt anyway. Wow, I'm impressed with this deck. Again, I don't think Goryo's Vengeance is the right route to go unless we go into a ton of Griselbrands in the main, which then puts it down in just the ability for us to go through go through the deck. I think that this deck does want more graveyard hate in the sideboard too. Alright, we'll submit this. I'm liking the disruption package though. This deck is the real deal. Actually, I really like this deck. Again, I apologize, I can't quite remember the gentleman's name that submitted this. You can go find it on my website, roguedeckbuilder.com, or my YouTube channel. I spotlight the deck tech as well, but yeah, this I'm enjoying it. This is the entire reason why I started the channel and tried to reach out to the community. So if you're interested in brewing decks, we'd love to have you. We'd love to have you submit decks, and some people I've even allowed to, guest spotlight, guest write on the website. So please, 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 if you have any interest in that, contact me, Kevin at or roguedeckbuilder@gmail.com. Just do not send a YouTube message to me on my channel message. I keep trying to educate people that YouTube does not notify you when that gets sent, so it gets buried under things. So I just looked at the other day and realized I had like 100 messages, unanswered messages from people. I feel bad about it. Anyway, this was a decent hand. Maybe I shouldn't have kept it. I think we just start cycling away some of these. What do we need? Another green source. We have Stomping Grounds, Overgrown Tomb. Yeah, I should have went and just got a basic there because he could be a Blood Moon version. Oh, no, he's 3-colored. There's no way. Worst case scenario, Pyromancer Ascension comes out. That is a tell that he does not have it in his hand, especially when he's going to go for another Serum Vision. So this is looking really good. We'll Collective Brutality, get rid of some lands, put a Bloodstained Mire in the bin. We have the Mandrills. It's going to be a pain for him, especially when we eat out his hand here. Again, I'll use 2 modes to the Collective Brutality because that life is actually pretty decent here. He is going through his deck quite well with the Gataxian Probes and the Visions. But we're going to be able to chew through his hand. So the Visions and the Probe could have drawn him an Ascension. I'm just pretty sure he didn't have one going into this turn, as he would have just slammed it down. There's an Angler as kind of a backup. I'd still rather just get some cards in the graveyard. We still have a basic Swamp and Mountain we can get here. So I think just getting the Swamp is fine. And that way we can get rid of the Blood Crypt. Yeah, I think the Blood Crypt is the right one to get rid of. Because no, Stomping Grounds. No Blood Crypt. We'll have red. No, Tomb. Tomb's the right one to get rid of. Ugh. Well, that's just gross. We're going to get Blood Mooned out, sort of-ish. Because we don't have a green source, but this will mean we'll get rid of the Hooting Mandrills next. Yeah, just Metamorphose. Let's keep him off of him being able to fix his lands. See if he just slams Blood Moon here. If he does, he's in a world of hurt because we'll take his other Metamorphose. See if he just gets a regular white source. Yep, so Blood Moon's coming down. Can Abrupt Decay's kind of got me locked out unless I just draw into one of the 2 basics in my deck. I really didn't see Blood Moon coming. It doesn't hurt us too much because since we got the basic Swamp. Blackcleave Cliffs is useless here, so it's just better, though, than another land because this is just a red source. So I can't do both if I decide to go Collective Brutality and... So do I want to risk him getting another Lightning Bolt? That's going to be a tough card for him to deal with. Path to Exile, if he passes it, then I can go get the green source. It doesn't have a lot of leeway with blue. That's going to be another red source, or double red. It does have the Metamorphose. Still needs to draw into his namesake card. There's the Metamorphose. Now he's used it, though, so even if he gets a Pyromancer's Ascension, it's kind of weird. And we'll be able to rip out the Lightning Bolt next turn. If you use double Lightning Bolt, he's going to loot. All right, so no double Lightning Bolt this turn. We get to get the best of both worlds out of his hand. He's given us more information with the Faithless Looting. Collective Brutality is going to be able to... Yeah, I won't get rid of the Hooting Mandrills just because it's something if he paths. I'm not quite sure about the path. There's another Collective Brutality. Let's... So we'll chew out his hand some more. Most likely the bolt goes bye-bye. Oh, there's his double. I think it's harder for him to cast the Lightning Helix, so we're going to get rid of the Lightning Bolt. If that makes sense. It's harder for him to top deck into a double way to deal with my... It does give him life, but I think it's negligible. It's going to be the same amount of attacks. Well, maybe not. And I'll keep the Stomping Grounds in hand, just because I don't think I need it. Yeah, I absolutely don't need it. Gives us some Faithless Looting ammo. Serum Visions is a good draw, allows him to fix up his hand. We know one card is the Lightning Helix. And one is an unknown card, which he needs to find. Oh, okay, it's just the Lightning Helix now. Which he's going to have to use because of Collective Brutality. We can rip it out. And he'll have to use it against me. Abrupt Decay, we can just get rid of the Abrupt Decay. Not too concerned with dealing with the Blood Moon. So now he's at the mercy of the top deck. Or we're at the mercy of the top deck. He needs to find... He has one turn, only one blue source, to find the top deck. There needs to be a card that's called Path to Exile. And that works too. Gives him a turn. Alright, so he found one out. But there goes one of his win cons with the thing in the ice. And this should just win the game, because we found an out. I guess I shouldn't got rid of one of my things for Noxious Revival. Didn't I take that out, though? I think I did. So just the Collective Brutalities in this game really chewed up his hand. Yeah, I really don't know if there's anything you can draw to win this. Well, that was one of the better ones, but yeah, there's nothing. Helix doesn't do it. Visions doesn't do it. Needs like Ensnaring Bridge. And if it's Ensnaring Bridge, geez, that is a series of top decks from hell. He's gonna bolt himself! Hooray! That is game. Alright. So on to just a wrap-up. Let's combine the wrap-up with game 4. Let's go back over to the list. I'm going to see what we can do to it to make it a little bit more competitive. I think that the Insolent Neonates were kind of awkward. I'm not quite sure they fit. It was just one of those cards that's card disadvantage because you're using a card to draw a card and also discarding a card. So I don't like the Insolent Neonates much. Insolent Neonates are good in like a dredge deck where you can then cast, if you're running the Vengevine, it counts towards a creature. And what's really good about in dredge is you can also discard, and you discard first then draw. So it's really super good with cards like any of the dredgers, because you put the dredger in the graveyard then dredge. Speaking of dredge, they could go in this deck. I don't see them in this deck though. I think they're actually quite bad. So Instant Neonates could easily be replaced. for more Tormenting Voices, and especially when Kaladesh comes out with the card, the Cathartic Reunion is what it's called. And that would be definitely an option, or just more Thoughtseizes / Inquisition / Abrupt Decays in the main. I think Goryo's Vengeance are just really, really weak with only one Griselbrand. I think that, I understand you can still get a Tasigur out of the mix, so you reanimate Tasigur, and then you can Eldritch Evolution on turn 5 if you have the mana for it. That seemed quite hard with a deck like this to do so. So Goryo's Vengeance would probably be cut. That'd be my first cut. Add into a full package of Inquisitions. I think the 20 lands is about right, maybe 21. We did mulligan quite a lot. There might be some other tutor targets we could hit. And again, even without the Insolent Neonates, we could run a full package of Griselbrands, or at least a heavier package of Griselbrands, and the Goryo's Vengeance. But I just think that's the wrong package. Griselbrand itself was a decent little target. I think that there's plenty of other targets, though, that can be, like, Inkwell Leviathan might not be a bad choice, just because the Shroud means that it can't be killed with any of the Path to Exiles, because one of our main problems with this is going to be Path to Exile, and I just don't see getting around that. We could try for another Delve card. Is there another Delve card at 7? I know there's one that is at another one at 6. I think there is. Isn't it the double? Let's go down. I think there's the one out of the old school Delve card. So the Necropolis Fiend, absolutely not. It's just too hard to get out. There's also the Shambling Attendant that has Death Touch, which is probably just too high for the 8. 8 would allow us to get a 10 drop though, which is pretty gross. But it's the old school Delve card. What was it? Soulflare 6. Soulflare is definitely an option. It's just double black, which you don't want to be running into the double Delve. But I think, yeah, Tombstalker's 8 as well for 5/5. So I think Tombstalker would be the next best option. Probably actually Shambling Attendants, because they're both 3/5 Death Touch versus a 5/5 Flying. And I think they both do what we want to do. The Sibzik Muck Draggers is just too expensive. Green only had the Mandrills. What did Black also have? Black had the Scavenger. How much was the Scavenger? Sultai Scavenger. I think Sultai Scavenger would be the next best bet, except it can get bolted. So as far as the creatures are concerned, that's just really our options of creatures. And I would say the next best is the Shambling Attendants. If you're going to go for the owner route, Shambling Attendants would be the best bet, but it's just one more than Angler. So there's that. Other things to be cheated out, like Bedlam Reveler, could be, but I don't think we have enough instant sorceries to make it worthwhile, unless we get rid of the Insolent Neonauts and put something in like Burning Inquiry, or blue wouldn't be terrible to splash into for Thought Scour. I actually think Bedlam Reveler would be the next best option instead of the Neonauts and the Goryo's Vengeance, and just maybe like a one of would be the problem, because the Reveler's a 3/4, so it dodges Lightning Bolt and Abrupt Decay, and it does have prowess. But then you can grab anything, and actually it's an 8 drop as well, and you can drop a 10. So it'd be between would be easier to get out, either the Shambling Attendants or the Bedlam Reveler. Again, Tombstalker just seems awkward. It is a 5/5 flyer. Double black, though, is the big issue. But I still think it's better. I think it might just be better than the Attendant. I don't know. I definitely want to hear your suggestions in the comment section below. 2/2 is not bad. These were all legit decks. I haven't seen a Jeskai Ascension deck for quite a while. But I can see where it could be legitimate in this type of metagame where it's a lot of tempo-based decks and it keeps up with tempo. It's got a lot of control with the Lightning Helixes and the Lightning Bolts just to take care of those early problematic cards like, Confidants and whatnot that people are using. Confidants, Young Pyromancers, Delvers, that whole sort of strategy in this. Now an Abzan is kind of rotated over to an Abzan / Jund environment. And again, Abrupt Decay is rough for any sort of Ascension deck, so I don't know if it'd be quite there. The other decks are very legitimate. Mardu is having a comeback because Mardu is extremely good against Abzan. They're very similar, except it's do you like Nahiri over like Tarmogoyf or the Grim Haruspex? So, and then you get Path to Exile still. You still get Lightning Bolt and Lightning Helix, which are very good versus the burn type strategies, which Abzan can struggle with the newer additions that aren't running a lot of Kitchen Finks type cards, or Siege Rhino, which is funny that Siege Rhino is not, which was the whole reason to run Abzan back in the day, is not even being played. So, and then Delver is everywhere. Delver is definitely back in full force, as these tempo-based strategies are extremely good. Anyway, hope you enjoyed this Rogues Alley. Again, you can come over to my website at roguedeckbuilder.com to see all of the entries for the Rogue Master Brewer, and then you can also vote for your favorite Rogue Master Brewer. I kind of feel dirty giving this particular deck such a big shout out because it's going to get a lot of exposure. But if you do like one of the other decks that made our top 8, be sure to give them a nod, as they are playing for some prizes. So anyway, this has been Kevin with Gathering Magic and RogueDeckBuilder.com. Thanks for watching.